Welcome back for another video on R-Type. This one probably will have a very short introduction. I will just go through the game. This is gonna be a long play video because I finally completed the game. As I said in my previous video, this was a fantastic game developed by Factor 5 and produced by Rainbow Heart. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I did complete the game. How did I beat it? It took me quite a lot of attempts. I think in my first video I connected this game, obviously this is an arcade conversion, I connected to Irem Corporation. Yes, Irem Corporation had the copyright of this game, but the music really reminded me of a game, another arcade game which was developed by Capcom, which was actually was after Irem Corporation, because Irem Corporation was the precursor. Listen to this music. Please check if it reminds me a game from Capcom that is related more or less to this game. Let's have a look. Yes, we are talking about Ghosts and Ghosts, and now let's see how it went. Yeah, does this music reminds you that game, that kind of game? Maybe if it doesn't remind you Ghosts and Ghosts, maybe it reminds you Ghosts and Goblins, but yeah, the relation between basically this R-Type is an arcade game, but he has got like a very dark theme, in a sense that, not dark in the sense that you have monsters, I mean like ghosts and stuff like that, but because it's so hard, and it reminded me something like that, this kind of game which are literally unbeatable. Yeah, but yeah, the game, luckily on the Amiga, I would say, it's beatable. I mean, the first three levels probably are extremely hard, very similar to the arcade. But then slowly the game becomes better. So more playable. I mean, more enjoyable, especially from stage 5. But now let's see how went. So let's stop now talking about arcade and let's focus on the Amiga. So yeah, this level 1. This one is called the Encounter. This wheel took me so long to understand how to do it, but as you see in this run, you have to hit that blue part, so that is highlighting. So try to focus on that to destroy that. So if you destroy that, the whole wheel will disappear. So yeah, so this is the way I did it. So I would say once you pass that part, the game from now on, it becomes easier. I mean less hard, because now you have so many power-up and you can easily pass level 1. To be honest, I did this level hundreds of times and I passed it, and now I passed it always with the same score. I think it should be 42,800, so the score now should become 36,600, so I should say 36,600. I did it so many times. And after you beat this boss, the score will be 42,800. So basically, yeah, you will gain like almost like 9,000 points or something from beating the boss. Yeah, in each level, basically, at the end of each level, you have a boss fight. This boss is very easy, super easy. Yeah, the score nice. 42,800, which I think probably is the maximum score you can get on this level. So yeah, the level 2 is the creature cave. It's like entering in a cave. That's why this also reminds me a little bit this ghost and stuff like that. I mean, the comparison with the music in Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, that music reminds me like a dark theme, something related with monsters. So this creature cave is full of monsters, which graphically look a little bit like Ghosts and Goblins or Ghosts and Ghosts. There is some relation. I don't know exactly what was the relation between Irem Corporation and Capcom. Capcom obviously was more famous now because they built so many nice games. But in my previous video, I was mentioning Ghosts and Ghosts developed by Irem. Maybe somebody who was working in Irem joined Capcom to develop that music, that sort of music related to Ghosts and Goblins and Ghosts and Ghosts. So I found this game hard because It's that kind of game that is very hard to beat. Sometimes that's why I suggest you, if you want to learn arcade games, the best thing to do is to probably play an arcade conversion on the Amiga, because the Amiga has got very similar, this game is very similar to the original, but the playability probably is better because the difficulty is doesn't go to the extreme, which is good, because usually when people build arcade games, they don't really, it's not in their interest to make it too easy, because otherwise the purpose of the game is to get a lot of coins. So because this used to be a coin operator system, so if it's too easy, obviously it will be against the interest. So that's why the original arcades are usually much harder, or more harder than generally the conversions. On the Amiga, for example, they didn't have, they didn't have the purpose to make it too complicated, too extremely complex in terms of difficulty, because why would you make it extremely difficult on the Amiga? Because the Amiga is not a coin operation system, so that's why probably I prefer to play this game on the Amiga. I tried on the arcade, but the arcade is it's not much harder, because the good things on the Amiga, for example, we played last round in the Lemon Amiga competition. We played the Carry Warrior. Carry Warrior, for example, was a very easy conversion. Also, the graphics was much simpler. This game, for goodness sake, graphically is 95% equals to the original. So you cannot say that, it's very similar to the original. So I cannot blame it. The developer, I cannot blame the developer. They did a bad job. The job is fantastic. And they did perfectly also on the decreasing a little bit the difficulty, but not too much to make it too easy, is what I mean. For example, now this big stage 3 is the gigantic Warship. This gigantic Warship. The difficulty is identical to the arcade. Identical. This level is extremely hard. Very difficult to learn, very difficult to pass it. It took me hundreds of repetitions, and I don't think this is much. There is no difference at all, probably, compared to the arcade. I played the arcade a lot as well, and I don't think this one is much different. There is not much difference. I think from stage 1 to 4, I would say the game is very similar in terms of both graphically and. Graphically is equals always, but in terms of difficulty, I think the first 4 stages are very, very similar to the arcade. So probably this one is one of the best shoot 'em up conversion, best shoot 'em up arcade conversion, I think. So if you are an Amiga fan, you should not miss this game, absolutely. Especially if you like dark theme like Ghosts and Goblins and Ghosts and Ghosts, this is probably the shoot 'em up, the Ghosts and Goblins of the shoot 'em up, because it's really this kind of monster and stuff like that. That's has got this dark theme and this scaring theme, about this monster. Really, really interesting game. Really interesting, especially the difficulty, which is almost extreme, goes to the top. If we could classify every game from difficulty level from 1 to 10, probably this is a 9 minimum. So the Amiga version, the arcade, here I died. The arcade is 10. This game is one of the most difficult game. The original is one of the most difficult game probably in the history of the arcade. Shoot 'em up, definitely. But probably the fact that it became so popular, probably because it's difficult, it's not something obvious that you can complete, in a couple of days. So because it requires hundreds of repetitions, I would say maybe people like the challenge and to beat something that is almost unbeatable. And now at the moment you will see in this run that I play very well, because it's okay. I play well because I played this level hundreds of times. So now I'm I have the skills to to beat the game, because I played it a lot. So 3 weeks minimum you can do 100 of repetition minimum. In the last week I would say I didn't play it much. I played probably 1 hour a day, because it's like in 1 hour you can do 3 runs, because every run is 20 minutes. So I would say if you play 1 hour a day you can do 3 repetitions. So probably on the Amiga the best things to do is to, if you want to quickly complete it, is to even try, use the continuous. So this in the competition we are not allowed to use continuous, but to learn how to play this game, the best things to do probably in the beginning is to not start from the beginning. After you die, and let's say you reach this big warship, I would say if you die with the first credit, just use the other 4 credits just to keep practicing this ship, because why not? I mean, why should you repeat the first 2 levels to learn how to beat this ship? So just use the other credits, another 12 life, 3 life per credit. So this is, I think, the way mainly I learned it, how to beat the ship. So now, once you pass this very hard part, and this part should be extremely easy to beat. Even though I lost my top, and I think I lost the missiles or stuff. I lost some weaponry, and it's okay. I hope I will recover that, but I should still be able, in this run I think I should be able to complete and beat the game. So yeah, so stage 3, very hard, is done. Now we are gonna go, the stage 4 is called Frontline Base. So stage 4, Frontline Base. Not sure why it's called like that. It's like Frontline Base. Yeah, definitely it's not a cave. It looks like, yeah, this is like this. I call them spiders. These enemies. I'm not sure how would you call them. They are very annoying because they come on you very fast. You have to learn the pattern, so you have to learn every single screen, pixel by pixel. So you have to remember exactly where they come from. Here I show you a trick. If you go at the bottom, use the drone to defend yourself from the back. Stay always on the bottom here. This part is relatively safer because all the spiders, you see, they come from the top. If you stay on the bottom of the screen, the spider will not touch you. So this is the way I learned it. So you have to know where the spider appear, and if you stay in a safe spot, they will not touch you. So the game is very hard, but yeah, this I did so many repetitions to learn this trick. So stay at the bottom of the screen and they will not touch you, this spider. And I think the same here, if you use the drone to defend you on the back, and you see all these enemies, they come from the back, but the drone will look after them. And then yeah, the drone, you see, this drone will defend you. So yeah. This enemy is coming straight on me. Okay, this is done. Now okay, to beat the boss now, you need to be top right, top left. Top left, release the drone. Release the drone now. After releasing, pass through the boss. After you pass through the boss, you go top right again. Top right, and then top left. Because when you go top left, yeah, the drone, you control in a certain, the drone follow you, and the drone beat the enemy. This was very easy the way I beat it, because I've done it hundreds of times, so yeah, it was really good run. So the next one is the level 5, the den. Yeah, this one, it also looks like a cave. You are inside a cave. Don't be misled by the graphics, because you can touch the yellow graphic. Yellow graphic, you see, I touched it, you don't die if you touch it. That's just graphics. So you can touch that yellow graphic, don't be misled. And for the first time I played this level, this stage, I didn't know that you can touch that graphics. So it's actually, yeah, you see, I went there, fine. Here I use the drone on the back, because they come from the back. And then you go back and you put again, you let the join from the front again, because now the enemy comes from the front. This weapon is fantastic for this part, because you need to shoot vertically. See, this is fantastic. Yeah, the game tries to help you in a certain way. Once you learn it, this part is it's okay. If you have this big weaponry, all this power up, I would not say that this level is very hard. This level will be extremely hard if you miss, if you lose a life here, especially. So, especially to beat the game, I would not lose a life here, and I would not bother to kill all these enemies because the game is very hard. It becomes extremely hard, almost impossible when you lose a life. So yeah. So I was lucky, I passed the bad part, and now we are very close to the boss. So yeah, this part, I wouldn't complain too much the way I could have made obviously more point. I ignored some enemies, but the boss is very simple now. You just need to send the drone forward and just circle. Do always a circle. One circle. No. Actually, here I had a little bit of problem. I couldn't do this. I couldn't complete the circle. Then I did the circle now anti-clockwise. But yeah, you just need to do like a circle, clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever he allows you to do it. But you need to circle. If you don't circle, you die. Stage 6 is the next. Stage 6. I was very impressed by the graphic of this level. This level, it looks like you are in a motherboard, so it's connected to microchip, stuff like that. This level is called Transport System. Transport System. Yeah, it looks like you are traveling in time, probably. So, in which sense is a transport? Transporting you in another dimension. Okay, let's see. This is a very good thing. That we reach it with a very good weapon, very good power up. I really struggle in the beginning when I reach this level. First time, if you reach it with a lot of speed, the joystick becomes extremely sensitive. So when you move up and down, you can easily hit the barrier. So this graphics, this is no graphics. This is if you hit that part, you die. So yeah, this barrier, these basic obstacles that you can die, you can crash on them. So you need to be very careful the way you use the joystick. So you see, you need to look. You have a very tiny speed. Look, you have a few seconds, just a fraction of a second. See, to reach that section. Look at that. You need to stay there. If you move too much up or down, you are dead. So I did this part hundreds of times, so I'm so proud now that I am playing so well, because obviously I had a little bit of luck, but luck, you have to build your luck, because you repeat hundreds of times until you learn it. The boss itself, this boss is extremely simple. I mean, with this super power up, I risked a little bit. So with this power up, you shouldn't have any problem to beat the boss if you just stay on the left. You do it safely, you destroy them. This is where the game becomes easier on the Amiga. If you play this boss on the arcade, it's much harder because they don't explode so easily. You need to hit them multiple times before they explode. So I would say the game from level 6 onwards, especially the boss, are easier than the original arcade. But I would say easier is better. Easier is better because if you make it too complex, I mean, it took me 3 weeks to beat the game. Imagine if it was to beat probably the arcade with 1 credit, it would take me several weeks. So this is finally, the 7. Level 7 is called the City in Ruins. Actually, it's called City in Ruins because the city is like crashing, so the walls are exploding. So it looks like that this empire is falling apart. This evil empire. So look at only the presence of our ship. Every time we hit the wall, look, everything is exploding. But be very careful. Don't go near those explosions because they are like bombs. So they will destroy your ship. So you will lose a life. So it's tough. Yeah. Imagine how many times this explosion hit me and hit the ship, and I lost a life, and I lost all my power-ups, and I had to start from the beginning again. So yeah, you have to be cautious. You have not to be too close to the walls because the walls explode. Okay, this part is the most difficult part probably of the entire game, but I find out if you put the drone on the back, the drone will protect you from the back, and you don't need to destroy this enemy. Don't bother about it. You are protected from the drone. So now he cannot reach you anymore. So don't bother about. Don't destroy him. Here, this is something very good. If you want to, don't destroy too quickly this enemy that comes from that tunnel. You have I think. This other you have two bosses to destroy. The main boss on the right, and then in the center there is this enemy. This enemy also gives you points. Every time you destroy it, I think it gives you 800 points. But he appears 8 times. No, 10 times. After 10 times you need to destroy the boss, otherwise you lose the bonus. So let's see. Let's see if we can get both bonus from both boss, because you can destroy both of them to get more scars. Let's see. At some point, the whole boss should be destroyed, should die, because we are also eating the boss, the top boss as well. So the top boss should explode after. This is the 10. No, we should explode now. Yeah, explode. When the boss explodes, I should have got another 9,000 points bonus. Yeah, finally we reach now the end of the game, the last level. The last level is the Bydo Empire Star. So the star, Empire Star of this, but Bydo is the name of the boss. Here, this probably on the Amiga, I found it easier than level 1. They have been very generous. Factor 5, when developed this game, they said, okay, the developer, you really struggle to reach the end of the game. Let's make the last level a little bit easier. And they made really this level much easier than the arcade. I mean, the arcade, this part is much harder because you see this spinning things, these very dangerous things that on the arcade it comes straight on you. Is much harder to avoid. So yeah, on the Amiga it's easy to keep under control this rotating star, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this one is the final boss. This is the final boss. Well, we are very close to the end of the game. This I tried on the arcade. This he took probably 1,000 of each and he didn't die. I hit him 1,000 of times. 1,000 of times. Here I was trying to make a little bit more score by trying to hang him a little bit, not to kill him too quickly, but unfortunately I think he died too quickly because every enemy gives you 200 points. So I was hoping, and this spinning objects, they don't really bother you too much. Potentially you can hang around for a little bit, but I think the boss, usually they explode after a certain amount of time. And this is the end of the game. This is the end of the game. I think I could have done better with the score, definitely. You can do better. I think the maximum you could probably do is 275,000, 280 is possible. Even if you sacrifice lives, you can even reach 300,000 because each life you can repeat it, probably the entire level. Maybe you can. I still had another 4 lives. I could have made 8,000 points per life, maybe another 35,000 points. Maybe I could have easily reached 300,000. I think this is the maximum probably you can achieve in this game in terms of maximum score. But you know how it shoot 'em up works. With shoot 'em up works, if you sacrifice a life, you can make more score. Unfortunately, my aim was to try to sacrifice life, but unfortunately, I couldn't die so easily. So because I know the game very well, so I died I think only once or twice in this run. So maybe I could do a little bit better, but I'm very happy with the score, and I'm very happy that I completed the game. So thank you so much for watching the game until the end, and please write a comment about if you found any relation between R-Type and Ghosts and Goblins or Ghosts and Goblins. Please let me know in the comment below. But thank you so much for watching the game. Thank you, bye bye.